Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be telling you a story that I normally would not tell anybody in public because this makes PSA look really bad. In September last year, I sent out a submission for someone and they chose to do the review option. The review option is when you send a card in a PSA case and they look at it in the case for a second opinion. If you send in a 9, they will consider a 10. If your card deserves a better grade, they will crack it and give you the updated label with the grade. This is very good for when you have a card that's super minty, that looks great in the case, and you don't want to crack it out. Cracking your card out of the case can cause you so many issues. You can accidentally damage your card, or you can get a lower grade. I had someone who cracked open a PSA 8 in hopes that he gets a 9 the second time. I told him don't do it. Of course, he didn't listen to me. Nobody really listens to me. And guess what happens? It came back a 7. But if you send it in for a review, it's going to stay an 8. It's not going to go down. It's either an 8 or a 9. Many people, like myself, had plenty of luck with review submissions. In the past, instead of buying one PSA 10 Plasma Storm Charizard, I purchased 6 PSA 9 Plasma Storm Charizards. I chose the top 3 that were 10 worthy, and I sent it in to PSA. The first time, I did not get a 10, so money was, wasted then. But then on the second try, one of them got a 10, which I sold later on for $3,000. That $3,000 covered all 6 grading fees plus more, and I kept the rest of them for free. So you can see why buying maybe a cheaper graded slab and then sending it for review can be very beneficial. Back to the story. This person sent in a couple of PSA 9 gold stars. We have a gold star Regirock, gold star Mewtwo, gold star Celebi, gold star Gyarados, and gold star Charizard. All PSA 9s, and he wanted a chance at a 10. He sent these in September of 2020 last year. When he got his grades back, they were all 9s. Which is fine, it's part of the risk. It's part of the risk of sending your cards in review. It could stay the same. He came on my live stream for me to talk about the results of his submission. I can laugh at it now because it passed, but at the time it wasn't funny. He came in and I asked him, would you rather have the good news or the bad news? He said, Bonnie, you can hit me with the bad news first. And my smart ass said, the bad news is there is no good news. All of your cards stayed 9s. And he was quiet, of course. He's like, darn, that sucks. I thought some of them were 10 worthy. And I said, that's not the worst news. You got upcharged over $500 for your submission. And that's when he lost it. So this guy sent in cards for review. They stayed the same grade, and in addition, he got upcharged $500 plus. I don't even know how to describe the feeling. I can't imagine. It's like a huge slap in the face. He was wondering, why would they upcharge if the grade stayed the same, if they didn't crack it out of the case? And I totally agree. So I received an email from PSA's pricing specialist saying that the submission that contains the 5 cards do not qualify for the $20 fee due to their graded value. We understand that you had no way of knowing the grades. However, when the value does exceed the limit for the fee you originally selected, we must make the proper adjustments. I said that I've been a loyal customer of PSA for a few years now. There was never an upcharge like this for a review sub. I strongly feel like it is very unfair to be upcharged for cards that have not increased in grade after waiting the extended turnaround times. What are my options? Okay, so I did not say I was a loyal customer of PSA for years to get any special treatment. I just want him to know that I've been doing this for so long and I've never seen anything like this. I don't think it's right. They basically said they don't really care about how long you've been with PSA. All the customers are the same regardless of how long you've stayed with the company. And they said if you do not pay the upcharge on the card, they will crack it open and send it back raw. You will still be charged the fee, which is, understandable because the labor has been already put into receiving, researching, and grading. Basically, they threaten to crack open this person's cards if they do not pay the upcharge. We sent the cards in the PSA holder. Therefore, it falls under the PSA financial guarantee grade of authenticity. The guarantee does not apply to any cards that has been removed from the PSA holder. On the PSA review page, review is a service that gives you an opportunity to have PSA review cards that you feel might be worthy of a higher grade. For cards to be eligible for review, you must submit them in their current PSA holders. There is no risk of losing your original labeling and grade if your trading card does not upgrade. You see that? So that means when we send our cards in the original slab, there's no way that they will be cracked open unless it was for an upgrade or, I believe, the case is too scratched to review. But our cases were clean. Right away, that really upsetted me. PSA was not clear with their service, and it's gonna mislead a lot of people. In this case, PSA graders don't even have to take a second look. They can just appraise the card. If it's very valuable, they upcharge and they save time and they rip people off. That's what they could do. So I lost a lot of trust in PSA because of this. I replied to the representative, I have a few questions before I make the decision. I quoted him, if the base $20 fee was for labor in the receiving, researching, and grading stages, what is the upcharges going towards? Shipping and insurance is totally different. He already said the $20 was for receiving, researching, and grading. And if I paid the upcharges, will the cards come back in the original cases? And he says the upcharges are for shipping insurance purposes in the event of a claim related to them. The cards in your order are currently in PSA slabs, so if you pay the upcharges, then you will receive them as such. Only in the case that you won't pay, we send them back raw. I'm just here shaking my head because at this point, you need to mention to customers that you have a chance of getting upcharged for a review sub. Not grading, review sub. And if you don't pay those upcharges for the same grade that you received, they will crack open the original slab and send back your cards raw. Basically a huge middle finger to customers. And I replied, I thought the cards were reviewed in the original cases and not taken out for grading. And he said, my apologies. I did not catch that this was a review. In the first email, I said I've been a loyal customer of PSA for a few years. I have not been upcharged like this for a review sub. I had totally mentioned that. I did not say I was a PSA customer for years only to get special treatment. I said I was a PSA customer for years because from my experience, I did not see anything like this happen before. And as a PSA representative, he should have taken consideration into what I was saying instead of saying, I don't care how long you've been with us. So this was totally unprofessional and it left a really bad taste. All the upcharges were removed, thankfully. He apologized and we did work something out. I did get compensated a little bit for my troubles, but the stress was not worth it. PSA should not be making these type of mistakes. They should have someone at least double checking this type of work. This video is to spread awareness about things that can go wrong at PSA. I highly recommend you read through their terms of service, read through the descriptions of their services, get really familiar with the ins and outs of PSA. I've been submitting through them for 5 years total, and I've gotten in the hang of things, but when something like this happens that I've never seen before, of course I want to investigate, I want to ask questions. It's up to PSA representatives to answer those questions and to teach me. Show me why you are in the right and that I'm wrong. If there's a red flag that pops up in my head, I'm just gonna keep going at it and investigate until I get an answer. I would rather live life knowing than live a day with regret of not ever finding out. So I am really glad that I pushed for answers because I definitely deserve them. We definitely deserve them as customers. So don't be afraid to ask questions nicely, and PSA representatives should answer correctly. And read about other people's experiences with PSA. You have to read through the good and the bad before you form your opinion on whether or not you should submit to PSA. I would like to give a thank you to my Patreons for supporting me. Feel free to comment what you think about the situation, and I'll see you guys in the next video.